Hi guys, welcome to the Fourth Moment weekly roundup show where we do the roundup of the SAFA Cape Town 3rd Division and the SAFA Western Cape APC Motsepe. Today I've got with me Arreshaat Daniels, the head coach of FN Rangers. Coach, welcome.
Shukran for having me.
No problem. How's the team doing? How are you doing?
Well, we're just happy we're back. We haven't played for a season or two, obviously due to COVID, but we're happy we're back and the boys are ready to go.
You guys had your first game of the weekend, Police, 2-1 I think was the result?
2-0.
2-0, okay.
Tough encounter, obviously first game, so trying new things out, having new players on board, new structures and things. So yeah, we're looking forward to the season ahead.
Okay. Yes, so what we're going to do, we're going to run through firstly the SAFA Cape Town 3rd Division teams. You've been in the 3rd Division a couple of years ago. You still remember a few of those teams?
I do, definitely, definitely.
Okay, so maybe you can give some input as we go along. Right, I'm not going to go through all the results because there was quite a few games last weekend with the double headers. But actually before we get there, the Nedbank Western Cape final was played on Saturday, which we streamed live between Hanover Park and Santos. I'm not sure if you caught that game.
I did not,
okay.
Unfortunately.
All right, look, Santos getting through. After having a player sent off in the first half, they with 10 men, they persevered. They were good in their defensive structure. I think Abdurrahman Jacobs is the coach there at the moment with Roger Fortune. They sort of defended well. I had Nasif Morris on the commentating with me. And like you were saying, their lower block, the defensive third, they were nice and solid and disciplined. And yeah, it didn't allow Hanover Park to come in. And I think Hanover Park were a bit impatient, being with an extra man. They could have been a bit more patient with the ball. But obviously chasing the game, your emotions get the better of you.
Of course, yes.
So yeah, well done to Santos and Coach Abdurrahman Jacobs, and we're wishing them luck for the next stage. So yes, just in the 3rd Division. On Friday night we had a couple of games with Vasco beating or losing to Bayview FC 1-0 Bayview. That's their first win of the season with for Coach Rizan Jacobs there. Spurs, the game between Spurs and Blue Gum, that game was called off. I'm not sure if you know. In the 3rd Division, obviously all the officials need to have their cards.
Correct, yes.
And one of the assistant referees didn't have the card, and then Blue Gum decided they're not going to play the game.
Well, if that's the rules, you play to the rules as much as you want the game to go ahead. But if that is the rules of the SAB, the league, then you'll have to play to the rules. I mean, we're all getting the same rules.
So yes, that game was postponed for Tuesday, funny enough, and then it was called off again. Okay. So we wait to see what happens there. That game has been referred to the DC, but watch the Fourth Moment and you'll hear more about it as time goes on. So yes, Premier United, first season for them in the league. They bought the franchise of Nova Nacional. Okay, so they drew with the Cape Town City 2-2. So they won their first game and drew the second game. So they're doing all right. Let me just see some other results. A good result for Ocean View, 3-1 over Cape Town United on Saturday. That's their first win of the season. Favourites Trinitarians. Coach, I don't know if you watched the season last year or last season. Trinis were doing quite well, and they look like they're off to a good start this season also.
Consistent. I don't think there's too many players that they have brought in, and that is always a good sign of a team that is structured and know where they want to be and what they want from their respective players. So I wish Trinis really well. They're doing well. Northern Suburbs team that's been undermined, I would think. But yeah, all the best to them.
They're definitely doing good work there. Then if I just jump to Sunday, Woodlands. That's the other team that's sort of in the running. They beat 5-3. They beat Premier United. So that was Premier's first loss of the season. So they had one win, one loss. Blue Gum, they played Ocean View. They won 2-0. And just some of the other results played in the week. Hout Bay and Hanover Park drawing 1-1, and Goal 50 losing to Greenwood 3-1. So that was Greenwood's first game because of all the postponements of the Nedbank and load shedding. Also, their game was affected. So their first game they won. Greenwood also a side that's normally in the running.
Correct, yes.
Okay, so that is just some of the results. Just going over the log. very early stage, so logs are not really
Important. At this
important, yeah, no. So, like we said, Trinis on top with 3 wins. Woodlands, like we said, also runners. Their only loss they had was against Trinitarians. And then Junction Rovers, who normally have a slow start, they've actually in 3rd place with 2 wins out of their 2 games. So yeah, that's the top 3 at the moment. Right, ABC Motsepe. You guys are split in 2 streams.
We are in 2 streams indeed, yes. One stream of 10 and one stream of 11.
What's your feelings about that?
To be honest, I think that it was the best decision to have been taken. To have a league of 21 teams, which would have effectively meant that you would play double headers. You'd have played midweek to make sure that obviously the league finishes in time. So I applaud SAFA for Western Cape for taking the decision to have it in 2 streams, and obviously you have to make sure you in top of your stream to enable you to play in the playoff. Obviously between the 2 streams firstly, and then obviously the regional playoffs.
The regional, Look, they had that in the 3rd division last season, and I think it was the best thing, because the focus and it's just like every game was you had to win, and I think that raises the level.
No, of course. Obviously, too many matches fatigues slots in. You have to have a huge squad. Some teams can afford it, some teams can't. Some don't have the depth. So I would have thought they should have done the same thing and kept it the way it was, and then have the 2 winners play off again. But obviously SAFA Cape Town has made the decision to go that route.
That was actually the decision the clubs made, believe it. The clubs voted on that actually.
Is it? Okay.
So they decided to go. Anyway, well, we'll see how that season goes. Right, but we're on ABC Motsepe. There's, like we said, there's 2 streams. So the A stream results, Grassy Park travelled to Atlantis on last Friday, and they beat Jomo Powers 3-1 there, so they went off to a good start. New kids on the block, Black Cats, they beat Ubuntu 2-1 at home.
Awesome result.
Yeah, it's a good result. Zizwe went to Beaufort and they beat Royal Blues 2-1. And then Gansbaai City lost at home to Mbekweni Sundowns 1-0.
I think that is a surprise result there.
Is it?
Yeah.
So Gansbaai,
well, at home they have proven a way as well that they can, hold their own. But I thought obviously at home, I don't know what Sundowns is obviously all about, but a great result for them though.
Is it? Okay. Then on the stream B, yes, there's one game that didn't take place. I think it was due to bad lighting in Ikapa in Norway Parks on Friday.
Yeah, apparently at North Pine
yeah.
Sports Complex, the lights weren't adequate for the referee. Obviously there's a DCA, some decision will be made as to what's going to happen. I doubted that Ikapa will play the remaining fixtures at North Pine, and I think they reverted back to NY49 if I'm not.
Okay, we'll see what happens there. Then 2-0, yes, obviously FN Rangers and Police. How's the Police team? I mean, it's not their first season in the ABC.
Yeah, again, I only had information about Police, vague, information about them, because I haven't played them. I haven't seen them play. And the information I received from Coach Manne Jacobs, because they played them. And then an amateur coach, well, not an amateur coach, a coach of an amateur team, Anela Botha.
Yes, okay.
Awesome information that he could share with me, and I need to thank him for what he has given me, because it's important that you know what your opponent is all about, their strengths, their weaknesses, so that once you prepare accordingly, thank you to I think he's with Goal Hunters, and they just lost out on the playoffs as well. So well done, Anele.
Shot Anele. Then New Boys, also Marty's first game, they drew 0-0 with also FC Milan, also New Boys on the block. Couple of new teams in the ABC Motsepe this year.
There's a few, there's a few interesting.
Yeah, I think that Milan team obviously made up of a lot of experienced players. I'm not sure if you've seen their.
I've heard about them. I know a few players obviously that's there, and like you said rightly, loads of experience there.
Yes.
But what's always important is obviously the balance. Unfortunately, due to the rules of the competition again, if you don't have the under 23s in place,
Yeah.
you're always going to struggle.
Yeah.
Those are the boys that you need to work with.
Yeah.
That 5 needs to start. So yeah, it's a hard work for the coaches, but it needs to be done.
There must
you
be
know.
a balance.
There
Yeah.
must be a balance,
Yeah.
and the buy-in from the senior, that is key.
Yeah.
For me, that is key. Their roles has changed. They need to understand their roles now. It's no longer your name is first on the score on the team return.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know. But yeah, if you can get the balance right.
Then yeah, it should be fine. Trojan United, Old Steenberg, obviously coached there by
Coach Mike, yes, Coach
7-0 over Langebaan.
Well, we had the opportunity of somebody watching the game to see what obviously Langebaan is about, because
Yeah.
we're playing them next.
Yes.
So I have an idea as to how we can prepare for them, and then obviously see what Bram Mike has come up with. Obviously, I saw with the goal scorers chart, there's obviously a few not Chad Roder, the Roder striker. What's his name now? But
Okay,
the
so-
Roder, yeah, he's still there. So obviously he worked under Mike before.
Yes,
So
okay.
there's obviously a few Steenberg players
players
around.
there,
Obviously the experienced ones. But yeah, Mike.
Mike knows how to win a league.
Yeah, he knows how to go about things. So yeah, great respect for that man as to how he goes about it.
Okay. Then yeah, the last one was Glendine and Oudtshoorn. Coach Bradley there up against his old Oudtshoorn side. They drew 0-0 at home in Menenberg. Glendine playing their matches in Menenberg. at the
Menenberg,
moment,
that's
yeah.
correct. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the results of the ABC Stream A and B. And just a quick look at the fixtures coming up. We're not going to go through all of them. Gansbaai away this weekend against Ubuntu in Ocean View. You know, the Ubuntu side is always a side that obviously plays football, a lot of youngsters. Have you played up against them?
Yes,
already?
we have. We have played Ubuntu, quality side, yeah. Like you said rightly, the youngsters has been given an opportunity.
Yeah.
Mostly they're extremely young, but they hold their own. And I think at home they will be able to pull the result that is required.
Okay. Cape Town Spurs going away this weekend to Mbekweni Sundowns. Coach, you can interrupt me if you want to say anything about the games here.
Okay.
Zizwe is hosting Grossie Park on the weekend. Santos and Jomo Powers. I'm interested to see how Santos perform after the Nedbank game,
Nedbank.
because that was quite. We were at the game and it was very emotional
For sure.
on
for
the
sure.
bench and on the field.
No, I can only imagine.
So I hope to see how Coach
Yeah,
Mana.
Santos is a household name, and obviously they want to, get back to the glory days,
Yes.
and hopefully that can happen with Mana and Roger in charge. But yeah, I wish them all the best.
Yeah. Then you boys also Clearwood, and right now I don't know if you guys can see, we're actually at the home ground of Clearwood. They are hosting Royal Blues on Saturday 3 o'clock here at William Herbert. So we'll see how they perform on Saturday, if they can. There's a lot of hype around the club at the moment, and hopefully they can produce the results also. And then Marty's hosting Bram Mike on Saturday 3 o'clock.
It's going to be an interesting game for Coach Desmond
Yes,
Crowe.
yeah.
Also heard that they're extremely young side, so it's going to be challenging for them. But at home, hopefully they come up with something positive.
Yeah, and then quickly, yes, FC Milan is playing on Sunday against Ikapa. Langebaan versus FN Rangers. You guys traveling?
Yeah, we're traveling to Langebaan while the game is at Saldanha Sports Complex.
Okay.
So it's our first experience, obviously, there and playing them. But like I said, I had eyes on them on Saturday at the Trojan Steenberg game to see what they're all about.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're preparing accordingly.
Okay. Your neighbours at Royal Road, Nowhere Parks, hosting Outbay on Saturday. How's the park side this season? I mean, you guys are like next to each other.
Yeah, no, they're coming along. They will always be competitive, as Norway Park's Magic has been for years. They have Danian there and a few a few top quality youngsters.
Okay.
That can definitely pull them through.
Okay. Police against Glendine. That should also be a tough match.
Could be a tough one for Glendon. They have travelled to Police before, and I think they have beaten them before. But I think Police can really be proud of themselves. Against us last week, they showed lots of character. The game could have turned when my goalkeeper made a top-class save.
Okay.
That could have brought them back into the game. But there's a lot of positivity around Police as well.
Okay. Right, that's the fixtures for the ABC Motsepe. That was both streams, and just to run through the third division. For Friday we have Spurs up against Bayview. That will be a tough encounter there. Nova Park versus Cape Town United. Goal 50 versus Hout Bay. Ocean View hosting Vasco da Gama, and that's before the ABC game between Ubuntu and their opponents. Then Greenwood facing Cape Moyo. Matroos, who did very well last season, they got a tough match this Saturday against Woodlands, having a bit of a slow start, but I'm sure Coach Patrick Wills will turn the wheel.
No, definitely.
And get them going.
Definitely.
Just some other key ones: Jamestown, Cape Town City, and then also matches on Tuesday the 23rd in the evening. These are obviously catch-up games, and this is what Coach Arreshaat was talking earlier about, was when you have so many teams playing each other in the league, you got to have midweek games, catch-up games. You can't afford to have games slipped up. So we got a few games this Tuesday: Greenwood Junction, Goal 50 and Matroos, and Nova Park versus Jamestown. Yeah, guys, that's all the fixtures and the results on the ABC and the third division. Coach, anything else you want to say? Who's looking to be the top sides in the ABC besides FN Rangers this season?
Well, it's early days, and obviously with Bram Mike putting the benchmark there,
Okay.
It's always going to be difficult. We know Glendon will be a competitive side, and there's many others,
Yeah.
Yeah. But you need to focus on yourself. You can only determine what happens in your result,
Yeah.
and nothing else should be
Affected.
a factor.
Yeah. Just quickly, you guys didn't play last season. Do you think it was, besides obviously the frustration of no football, was it a chance that opportunity you guys took to sort of pull yourselves together and prepare properly, or did you do nothing?
Unfortunately, we couldn't do anything because we weren't allowed to do anything.
Okay.
So obviously we've lost some of the players. Players wanted to play football. It was unfortunate part is that due to COVID, everybody was affected in any event.
Yeah.
So yes, as much as we wanted to play, the club made the decision, and I think at the time it was the right decision to take.
Okay.
Glendon obviously went to the playoffs and they did well. Unfortunately, they lost out. But it's an opportunity for us now to, we've had our second season behind us, and I'm hoping that it is a successful one.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, so look, basically from the fourth moment, and I think we wish you guys luck, well for the season, like all the teams. And hopefully we can come see one of your games and stream one of them one of these days in the near future.
That would be awesome.
Right, guys, that's it from us. Just to remind you, all this is brought to you in partnership with the Fourth Moment and Loro Sport. Make sure you support them. Go to lorosport.com, and also visit our Facebook page and our YouTube page, Twitter page, wherever you know where to find us. Go look, check out for the results, for the fixtures. Just remember, fixtures might change, so just to confirm, go to the website, check it out, and so you know who's playing where. And then we'll see you next time. Coach, thanks for coming.
Shukran for having me.
All right, cheers.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.